So moving on to the next topic, talking about hags. So chat, you know the funny thing about it? I think I saw this person. Like I literally saw this person. We saw a video of them. Of this person on
Okay,
this
so it seems like we
thumbnail.
have an update to the whole Adora Bunny situation, which has been blowing up pretty massively over the past couple of days. Now, if you don't remember, obviously Adora Bunny and Radia or Radioactive have been involved in a little bit of a feud online, and obviously this comes from a Google Doc that Radia dropped on Adora Bunny, which was about 92 pages long or something.
I literally, yeah, it was like 92 pages. I was just like, I'm not gonna read all that, to be honest. Also, the funny thing about it, so let me show you, because one of you guys showed it to me on my, you guys showed it to me a couple months back or so. Let me see. This right here.
Farm stuff. It's very charming.
Thank you.
I to get my fill of really enjoying the outdoors and farming, because I really do enjoy gardening as well. So we have a local community garden, and since I don't have a backyard,
Literally straight up, it was like literally a bunch of like other I guess a lot of older women, hag women or so. I know that Cha-Cha, I think Cha-Cha showed up on that specific stream, but I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on it. So, but yeah. But these used to be, but yeah, these were, you guys showed me this a while back or so. Like this one right here specifically. Well, not this video, but like it had these, these two. It had these two other people here and her. And there was, I think there was some other people too. But that's kind of like pretty much it. But yeah. That's why I know this person. So that's kind of crazy that it looks like she is getting canceled. Canceled VTuber called out over potential rebrand.
Obviously, you guys can go back and watch the video of me kind of going through that in a quick fashion. But essentially, it turns out there's a lot of stuff that she kind of pinned against Adora, including stuff like doxing and some pretty terrible stuff. And then Adora actually clapped back with one of her own documents, which ended up not working too well, as she just kind of exposed herself even further.
That's definitely not good.
With their being only 400 likes and 200,000 views, which obviously does not look good. But it seems like we have some more information on Adora and what she's planning on doing next, as well as some more information on some people that were actually involved or kind of mentioned in some of these Google Docs, which I thought was very interesting and provides a little bit of context of what is coming up. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of support for Radio recently. Obviously, she's been saying, taking my time tonight to spend some time with friends and relax for the first time in a long time. I cannot express enough gratitude for all the warmth and kindness I've received. While there are still many of those who believe this should have been resolved quietly, their actions in coming forwards were improper, or any myriad of thought, I chose to stand up for freedom, an experience that we should all deserve to share, which I do definitely agree with. Now, obviously, in my previous video, I mentioned the fact that a lot of this should have stayed private in the first place, and I kind of still agree with that, but at the same time, I think now, obviously, learning about a lot of the doxing stuff, I think that is when, you do go public about a situation like this. So I kind of go back a little bit on that in terms of, this should have stayed private. I don't think it should have stayed fully private, but I do think it probably could have been condensed down a little bit more, because there's a lot of stuff in there which was a little bit just like, okay, it's just two friends kind of falling out. But there was definitely some, really big points in there which definitely should have been shared to the public. Now, obviously, as well, we go on to another post which is actually showing us that Adora Bunny might be rebranding, which is pretty insane. Now, obviously, this comes from a person called Sylvie. Again, I've heard some mixed things about them, but I know that this has been posted by many other people. This is just one of
They're rebranding into a furry. Dun 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 dun. Oh no.
The
Oh,
posts that
no.
I've seen, but essentially they say that Adora Bunny seems to be gearing up for a rebrand. A VR chat name went from Adora Bunny to Rose Rave, and they've also changed it over on Discord as well to Rose Rave / Rose Raver. So it seems like Adora Bunny might be going under a little bit of a rebrand, which is pretty interesting to see. Now, obviously, you know, they haven't changed anything like their Twitter, or I haven't seen like, you know, the Twitch or the YouTube changing. But again, it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be a full-on rebrand going on with Adora Bunny. Again, it's nothing like super confirmed or anything, because again, you know, you can just change your VR chat name. You can.
That's crazy though, because like she's a pretty like she has like 29k followers. She's a pretty decent size she's definitely Adora Bunny.tv. Okay, so that's from Twitch, right? So she's a pretty decent size as well. Let's see, Adora Bunny. Oh, here it is. Yeah, she has the office work. She does the office work type of vibe. Yeah, she has like 24k. She has like 24k followers too as well. Yeah, I remember this. Yep. Like I haven't, like I don't watch her or anything like that, but I remember like this whole setup here. I think she did, like, I think she definitely did did a video with Cha-Cha, but I'm not too sure on that. I could be wrong. But I remember there was like a bunch of mom VTubers or something like that was on this screen. But yeah. But this is it though.
Yeah,
oh, sorry about that.
My stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. You own the place. You can't really lose.
Chat, I'm the landlord, damn it. Like, I'm the landlord of this building, motherfuckers. Like, I own the place. Walk around.
But yeah, this is pretty much, you know. That's pretty much just how it is, you know. Adora Bunny. So, what do you mean it's not her? What are you talking about? Adora's fed up 24 after all the controversy, so probably more before. And she probably could have had probably a little bit more too as well. So, I remember watching the radio stream that started all this. Really interesting. I've seen this portion in hentais before. It's kind of crazy though. I get it, you know, big boobas, you know, older women, you know, it's in demand at the end of the day. So
change your Discord name.
What are you talking about?
All right, ladies, are you ready to look at?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was this video. Yeah. Because I remember because of her. That's the reason why. This girl right here. That woman on the right. That's the reason why.
Or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what kind of happens with that. Because
Radius BF was streaming on her behalf, and it raised a ton of money because she was sick.
It seems pretty interesting if she's going for a rebrand, especially considering the fact, you know, she's saying that she didn't do much wrong, and you know, obviously, you know, it seems like they were both pretty bad in this situation, but I think Adora Bunny came out of this a lot worse, and I think that she seems a lot worse as well. Ooh. Due to a lot of the doxing stuff and everything like that. Now, we can also go ahead to another response from the manager that was mentioned in the Google Doc, which I thought was
manager. Wait, people have managers? What?
Very interesting too, which I kind of wanted to bring up as I saw this literally whenever I was making the previous video. And essentially in this Google Doc, the
only thing that I have is quote unquote manager is like my brother's PayPal account. That's about it. So I don't have to use my name, you know, so I don't get doxxed. Thank God too as well, because holy shit, I was debating whether or not to make an actual like PayPal account with like my actual real name and everything and my information. Thank God I did not.
You know, she talks about a lot of the doxing allegations, and then talks about the fact of the anonymous source on the claims of doxing was my manager at the time, Momo. So Momo obviously was said to be the manager of Adora Bunny in this kind of whole Google Doc, which Adora Bunny made And you know,
I don't even know what
obviously
the
they
fuck a
say,
manager is supposed
you
to do
know, there's
anyways.
screenshots of them talking about a lot of this stuff, and obviously, yeah, they do have interactions with each other. But it seems that Momo actually went ahead and cleared up some stuff about the situation, essentially saying, "Thank you, Red. My only statement is in this that I wasn't her manager." So again,
Okay, so
you
she
know,
wasn't
that's
her
already
manager.
one thing that's been called out in this Adora Bunny Google Doc, which appears to be either a lie or maybe a misunderstanding or something like that. But again, it seems that Momo was never actually her manager, and that they said that they had asked me to look over a document she was going to sign. It has exclusivity clause that was sent to me on June 5th. That ends my professional relationship with her. I was not in mind her manager. Yes, I'd already talked to her about the com booking, but I only asked about that out of courtesy. I want to make it very clear, I didn't know Radioactive's name, nor should I have known her name. I also never revived any sort of payment or did much in... Sorry, I never even received, I think they're trying to say that, it says revived. Any sort of payment or...
I just still don't understand how these like bigger indie VTubers, right? Because it's like she's definitely bigger, right? Even though yes, I don't know her at all, but like it's crazy how like at the end of the day how they like shatter everything super fast, you know, how like everything just falls apart just really easily with these people. It's just like really quickly how it falls apart.
Did much in the way of a manager for Adora. I didn't want to be dragged into this. I lost my job that day, and this year has been hell for me.
It's not like I fucking hold all my VTuber friends hostage or so, or have a fucking chain or a collar around my friends, you know? It's not like I fucking have something like that dangling over them, you know, or something crazy to like do random doxing. For the love of Pete's sakes, all I do is just, you know, well, granted, I don't really do anything actually. Like I don't really personally do much. Like, yeah, they'll message me from time to time, but then like sometimes I'll reply, sometimes I won't. Sometimes I do actually, but then like, but I'm just mostly like, sometimes it'll take me a while to respond back because I'm just busy doing my own things. So
need another thing added to my plate. So obviously, yeah, I think I
Chat,
have
you all
a
can't
strong,
even
very
grasp how fucking deep I'm into this VTuber rabbit hole. I'm punching through this like a GBU 57 bunker buster. It's kind of funny because each new VTuber she brings up I immediately know who they are because I follow them. God, I need help. Folded hands, loudly crying.
damn, you follow these VTubers? That's crazy. That is wild. That we're talking about basically every single VTuber in controversy.
strong ethical
That's
moral code
wild
that I will
to
not
hear
bend or
that.
break for any reason. It's what I do for looking out for
Not
recognition.
gonna lie, I'm on the same
Initially
boat.
had
Yeah,
to
you
look
guys are
down the
crazy,
barrel
to
of
be
a gun
honest.
save a student's life, whatever.
I did always say, be careful who you follow in the VTuber community at the end of the day. I did say this a while ago. All
Stop
right?
it. Get some help.
I did say this. You guys have the power to make people famous at the end of the day. So my Twitch followed consists of 95% of VTubers. That's all I gotta say. Just be careful who, you know, you follow at the end of the day.
As a teacher, that isn't a joke. I will never regret doing what is right, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, I mean, that is their response to them obviously being mentioned in this doc, because obviously there's been a lot of people like
fucking
speculating,
widescreen!
you know, is she the true
Fucking flashbang
person who's,
me.
you know, helping out with doxing? Because obviously they were saying stuff like, you know, they were sharing a lot of the information with them, but at the end of the day, I don't think they
My
want to be involved
eyes,
at all.
dude.
And even if you look at the screenshots,
God,
they weren't
turn
really
it dark.
involved, you know, much. Anyways, you know, and it seems to be pretty clear now. Obviously, as well,
we're
this
back.
is in
We're back on dark
Adora's
screen
kind
now.
of statement. That was coming out. You know, they mentioned the fact that this was the manager in Adora's statement
Mis ojos.
as a kind of a proof thing. But then Radio actually comes out and
stop fucking
backs
flashbanging
this
me,
up, saying,
man.
However, I will always and forever place my utmost respect in my statements regarding Momo. Momo came forward and disclosed what Adora had done and
I
engaged
follow
him.
Mouse,
Because
Villian, Alana, Neuro, you and 2 other VTubers. That's it.
Sheesh. Damn, Alana, Neuro. Well, Neuro can never do anything wrong unless like Neuro-sama decides to take over the world. Then, well, I can't do anything there. I'm going back to the void. Bye.
because she believed that those actions were thoroughly in the wrong. So again, obviously this person, you know, leaked a lot of the stuff that was going on towards Radio, which honestly I think, you know, is fair enough. You know, I probably would have done the same if I was in that situation. If someone was trying to find out information about someone through their LinkedIn and stuff, you know, and yeah.
What? Wait, through their LinkedIn? That's just weird, man. That's just weird.
You know, behind their back and that they didn't know, I would probably go and tell the other person, because again, it's really shady and sketchy stuff which should never be done.
That's weird
and
behavior.
again, I do think it was extremely weird that they were going that much into detail into their personal kind of life. And obviously they said, please note that she never had to approach me regarding this exchange, nor offer that my personal identifying information was provided to her. I've been offered nothing but endless apologies from her regarding this situation. Her remorse is as deep as her sense of justice. She is forthright and honorable in every sense. Her name was censored with the utmost consideration. Adora offered her no such quarter and revealed her full identity within her document. If you want to defend yourself within the public forum, Adora, do not throw innocent people, especially those who offered you only supreme utmost kindness, under the bus in an extinction level event to save only yourself. It said, thank you, Momo, for your friendship, your courage, and your willingness to be a continual force for good. I will never forget what it took to take this approach. I will never forget what it took to approach me regarding this matter, and I will forever hold you high in regard for those actions. So again, obviously, we got Radio there supporting Momo, who is apparently this manager who isn't the manager of you know, Adora, and was just providing some professional kind of assistance to them. But it seems like Adora for some reason thought that they were their like full-blown manager. Now I think those are two completely separate things. Again, I don't really know why she said VTuber manager. Maybe it's because that she calls herself a VTuber manager on a page, and that she's just a VTuber manager in general and not her VTuber manager.
My eyes!
But, no, even here she says,
man, at least warn me.
VTuber was my manager at the time, which I think it's pretty interesting. Obviously said who I reached out for professional advice. Again, I think it's kind of weird, because obviously they said that she reached out for professional advice. Usually with a manager, you're speaking quite a lot. You don't just reach out to a manager. You don't just reach out, you know, to them on a random, you know, day and ask them for advice. Usually you're in constant contact with them, because they are literally your manager. So again, that does also kind of back up that point. If you're not talking, you know, very often with your manager, then I don't think they are your manager. I think they're just, you know, giving you professional advice. And you know, it seems like there's been some kind of miscommunication there between Adora and Momo on exactly what they were, you know. But again, I think that you know, she fully threw her under the bus there, giving off her, you know, full username and everything like that.
What? Are you serious? That's crazy.
When, to be fair, she didn't really have much to do with the situation apart from giving her professional advice, which obviously is very interesting. And I think a lot of people have been going after Momo lately, and that's why she had to make a statement like that, which obviously just sucks, because it seems like she's just throwing people under the bus, you know, while she's also being thrown under the bus
man,
herself.
stop fucking changing back and forth.
You know, she's dragging other people down with her.
Sorry, it's just irritating. Okay, this guy just keeps flashbanging me back and forth. God damn, bro. sorry, I just had to say it. Okay, all right. I know everyone was thinking about it. Okay.
I think, you know, obviously it's not the best thing to be doing in a situation like this, but hey, we'll have to wait and see if there's any kind of update on this whole kind of rebranding thing. I thought it was pretty crazy that already they're trying to rebrand, like maybe a couple months time or something. But yeah,
there's no way she's gonna rebrand herself. There's no way, right? Is she actually going to do it? Is she actually gonna rebrand? There's no shot, right?
I mean, you know, it's crazy.
Puta, fuck, man.
Thing, I don't really know if she mentioned, you know, if she wanted to continue streaming. I mean,
okay,
you know,
I checked how many VTubers I follow. It is 2,917, and not just following them on Twitch, also YouTube. I'm not even lying. Each day I get over 100 notifications from YouTube alone.
Jesus Christ, I don't even get that many notifications. My lord.
That anyone that made statements about me, that I'm not going to debunk everything.
You're crazy, Brooklyn.
Again, I don't really, I haven't, you know, she said she wanted to move on, but again, she don't really say much about, you know, if she wants to continue doing stuff as Adora Bunny or not. So maybe this is just her chance of, you know, moving on and, you know, going as a different name or something, which is very interesting. I mean, again, we'll have to wait and see what kind of happens with that and how she plans to move that forwards and how accepted it is or not accepted it is in the community, because again, I'm very interested. You know.
That's kind of crazy though. You know, it's weird that a person's getting this much flack would normally take a break and come back later with a statement, maybe an apology or something to clear the air. But it's really suspect that instead of doing all that, you make another personality, which never works, never ever works in the VTuber space. Why do these people never learn? Well, you say that, but then you have certain other VTubers who rebranded and stuff like that. So. Hi, thank you for covering that. I'm actually the VTubing manager, but you are absolutely right. My client that I I talk to on the daily. I go over upcoming projects, merch launches and events, as well as con bookings. I never had that with her. I also have a monthly fee that clients do pay me. Thank you again for being kind and understanding. Oh, look, it's the Momo person. It's the manager. It's the manager person. Okay, that's might be copyrighted, but yeah, this is the manager that was in the document. Oh, that's pretty cool too. Take care, Radius. Be safe, hun. There's a high chance Cinder will be back, and her drama was 10 times bigger than this, so I doubt she won't be coming back too. I wouldn't be surprised if Cinder comes back. I actually would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, actually. I would not. In her Discord prior to her releasing the document, Adora said that she deleted Twitch and wished to move on. I don't know if she deleted her server or not, but I couldn't find it for her for the life of me. So take what to say. Well, we found her Twitch anyways. Adora is doing what women do, running away and refusing to own up her actions. That's why she's rebranding. She should label as as a serial liar. Oof, yikes. That's kind of a little bit crazy though, to be honest. Adora released a doc with all the calls. It not only confirms this, but also 2 other members of the group were also dogpiling on Radia, as well as partially doxing Radia, all while thinking the call makes them look good. TLDR of the call, Radia, you made us look bad on stream, so we're going to force you to sit down and listen as we list all the things that make you a bad person and beat you down each time you try to talk back. What the fuck? So Adora seems like it to be the main issue, but Radia is not completely innocent either. By the doc alone and the call, it seems Adora made the point to exhaust Radia until she shut down and could no longer communicate. And any attempts to communication was met with dogpiling from Adora and Palm. Palm? I assume this is the other person. I kid you not, I am quoting from the call when I wrote on the TLDR that they were mad at Radia because she made them look bad. They straight up say it's multiple times during the call, as well as reminding Radia how grateful she should be to have such a caring friends like Adora and Palm. Considering she makes so much money to take care of herself. Also, they continuously attempt to gaslight Radia into believing she's lying constantly. They say it, and Adora thought sharing this call would make her look good. Pomato? Is that the other person? Is that like the other person that's being Palm? Is that who that is? Palmato? Hey Reaper. Who is this Palmato person? Can I see real quick? Let me see. Palmato, is it Palmato Master? Is that who that is?
5, 4.
Let's take a look. I just want to see something real quick.
Captain, I'm detecting a localized phase variance in the subspace manifold. It looks like the graviton flux from the warp core has destabilized.
Yeah, you wouldn't even believe it. I follow her too. Oh, holy crap! I follow Pavana. Really? Well, apparently she's in a controversy or so with what's her
Utilize the
face.
tertiary
Apparently, I'm
EPS
not too sure.
conduits, causing a cascade feedback loop in the Heisenberg compensators. We'll need to recalibrate the quantum interlock sequencers and realign the deflector polarity to prevent a complete invasion of the tachyon field envelope. If we don't, the whole system could collapse into a zero-point energy implosion.
That's crazy, to be honest.
5, 4.
That's kind of crazy to see that. Godly Lord, honestly. So this person was also part of the controversy with the thing. I don't follow any of these besides Vex and Cha-Cha. Man, Cha-Cha would be cool to interact with, or at least just have a conversation with, actually, to be honest. Yep, we die. It's a Star Trek. It's a Star Trek thing. But it's very interesting, though. Very, very, very interesting to see how this became a thing. I'm not siding with Radia or Adora. I'm simply just walking away from both. But I've been given a lot of screenshots from people I've never interacted with, and also reading about the mean girl behavior is something I don't tolerate in my spaces. I do not hate either of them, and wish them both a good mental health journey and healing. I stand by my previous statements about Radia. I also have formed new opinions on Adora based off the new information. No Google Docy here, boys. Just me dipping out and vibing in one piece. Want to explain this repost if you're not looking to defend Adora, because this is wild accusations that you co-signed and reposted. 2 pages of accusations and 90 pages of evidence is insane. You fully expected people to knee-jerk react to shit that has nothing to do with them. It's just a white woman tears, doc. Ooh. Oh, that's Orca VT right there. Please try to have a good vacation. Oh, well, they're on vacation right now at the moment. If someone waited weeks to drop this laundry list, complaints on me, complained. Interesting. It's a very interesting kind of type of situation. You better apologize to Radio. You owe her an apology for what you all did to her after Anime North. You and Fen both. Ooh, yikes. Prom, I'm frankly disappointed with how you handled the intervention. The final call with Radia, you came off as too aggressive and cold, which overall isn't helpful in an intervention. I love your content, but I'd be lying if I didn't say those calls soured my view of you somewhat. Can I see this alleged call or so? Can I see this real quick? Is there like this alleged call or so? Jesus, mother of God. It's okay, it's not that white though. is there this alleged call in here? I don't know if it's like... Adora recorded the entire phone call. Is she even allowed to do that? Is it in here? I'd be curious if it's in here, actually. I just want to hear it. Oh, is this it right here? No. I'm curious. I want to hear it. Like, I want to hear it. That's the reason why. It's further up, I think. It's further up? Is it? It's an hour log? What? Excusez-moi? I don't see it here, though. Oh, the intervention. Here it is. We're not going to listen to the entire thing. We're just going to listen to a piece of it, actually.
This window is here. Repacking sucks.
Yeah.
So what's
Damn, I can barely hear that, to be honest.
now?
Skip about 4 minutes? Okay, gotcha.
So we're waiting for Palm a slight bit because it is.
Take care, Aqua. Be safe,
He's gonna
hun.
like take over for you and do something for you. Like that's great for him to do that. But it felt like it was done very quietly, and then no mention of it happened the next day at all. And all I woke up because I went to sleep in the middle of that. Right? I think I messaged Radio, you're streaming? ? And you saw that, and then I passed out.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah. I passed out, and then I woke up to a message in my Discord from someone being like, "Is Radio okay?" I'm like, "What?" And at the time, like, you woke up, you got up, you went about your business, you left the room before I did, you didn't have any issues eating that day. That doesn't sound like food poisoning to me. Like, I'm not saying that your stomach didn't feel poorly, right? Like, as someone who has stomach issues, I know stomachs can get fucked up, but when I looked back at the stream, because I was like, what the fuck happened when someone said you had food poisoning? There's multiple mentions about being on the bathroom floor.
I was on the floor in the toilet because I kept violently releasing my bowels, and I was like, this has to be the meat. Like, I have to be sick from the meat.
Releasing the bowels upwards or down?
I spit up and spit up whatever was in my stomach, and then it was just like a lot of
This was after Radius stream. Oh,
really
okay.
watery story.
Right, I understand that you had some issues, but food poisoning is a very big deal, and people were concerned about you. And it seemed like it was being very hammed up in that stream, only for the next day to have no mention of it. Like, I'm not saying that people with chronic illnesses can't hide stuff. Like, you kind of just get over it. But even when I have a bad lactose attack, I can't eat properly the next day. And from what I've heard, you were eating just fine.
Yeah, I felt fine after I voided my body. I felt fine.
It's a rabbit hole I'm not gonna get
Radiant.
into.
That's not how that works.
I got food poisoning last month. I wasn't able to eat properly for 2 days. I couldn't hold down a cracker because my body rejected everything so bad. I was throwing up from 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, nonstop, and I was not able to eat solid food until the evening of the very next day, where it was a thing of soup.
Yeah, I just thought it was food poisoning from eating the meat. That's
It was not.
what I thought. So,
If you've had food poisoning ever in your life, you know what food poisoning is, and you know what food poisoning isn't.
Oh, I just noticed that my subtitles is doing something weird. I don't even know what my subtitles are doing.
like, I've gotten over food poisoning quickly, like when I've eaten bad lettuce.
You don't
Like
get over
rotten
food
lettuce,
poisoning
yeah.
in under 12 hours. That's just not a thing that happens, especially if you're immunocompromised. And I guess the issue here is that you're allowed to feel bad. No one's saying that you didn't feel bad after, but you presented a certain situation to your community to make money, and it was not true.
Well, I didn't. I thought I had. That's what I thought I had, because I was like, it was far past any medication I had taken. So, my only logic was, I am sick from the meat, because that's what it's felt like when I'm just violently going to the bathroom without medication. Like, that's not. So.
Are they literally having this conversation for like 1 hour? Is that like for one? Is that what was happening for 1 hour?
Then if overnight and if the next morning you felt fine enough to eat, why still push the food poisoning in your Discord talking about how you had food poisoning the next day? If you wake up feeling fine, you know it's not food poisoning. But you kept the narrative up.
That's not. I thought I had it. I'm gonna be honest. That's what I thought I had. Because I've gotten sick from food before, and it's not lasted like multiple days. Sometimes it happens.
But it doesn't last under 12 hours. I made sure to look into this because I'm like, well, maybe I'm wrong. It literally lasts at least usually over 12 hours, right?
Because I didn't eat until later that afternoon.
That's not
so
true.
That's
not true. That's not true. We talked about this. It's not true. Adora, were you in the car with Radia?
And she
on
was
the way
eating.
to the aquarium?
She was eating a Tim Hortons breakfast sandwich on the way to the aquarium.
Wait. Adora? Hold up. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Go.
This because I'm like, well, maybe I'm wrong. It literally lasts at least usually over 12 hours, right?
because I didn't eat until later that afternoon.
That's not
so
true.
The
That's not true. That's not true. We talked about this. It's not true. Adora, were you in the car with Radia?
And she
on
was
the way to the
eating.
aquarium?
She was eating a Tim Hortons breakfast sandwich on the way to the aquarium.
Hold on. Hold up. Hold up a second. Hold on. Okay, she's not speaking in this one. Hold on. I need one that she speaks in. Hold on.
Hi, Decoy again. Hello, hi, Walren. Chat, I updated my throne. That's so crazy, right? I put what really matters to me in life in my throne. You know, what really makes it so my life is better.
It sounds a bit different. It sounds a bit different. They were dogpiling on radio. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing right now. Is like they're definitely doing that.
This because I'm like, well, maybe I'm wrong. It literally lasts at least usually over 12 hours, right?
Because I didn't eat until later that afternoon.
That's not
so the
true.
last...
That's not true. That's not true. We talked about this. It's not true. Adora, were you in the car
Yes.
with Radio?
And she
on
was
the way to the
eating.
aquarium?
She was eating a Tim Hortons breakfast sandwich on the way to the aquarium, which was
That was
only
like
which was only 11 hours after you had gone to bed or gone and done the streaming portion.
When I'm closing, like when I'm like, if I close my eyes and hear that voice, I don't know. I just don't hear a girl's voice out of it. I don't know. That's just the only thing. I just don't hear. I just hear a guy's voice from it. That's what I hear.
You're still not even 12 hours over.
Like I said, it's fine at the end of the day, right? You can be, you can be, if you're a trans guy, hey man, you know what? I don't really care, bro. You can, same sounds like a guy. What pisses me off is Palm is a scientist, therefore she knows there are not blanket rules to apply to all.
Then proceeded to, as someone who says they are lactose intolerant, eat yogurt in front of me. The entire bit of it. You took
I
no...
can eat that.
I'm also lactose intolerant too, but you can also eat a yogurt,
I can eat a bit of it. I can't eat a lot of I can't eat like heavy fat ice cream, but yogurt is a fine thing for me to eat.
Yeah.
It doesn't upset my stomach.
Yeah.
Like I've been okay with yogurt.
I can vouch for this one.
Mine is not.
And a creamy
like
Alfredo
violent.
pasta with seafood shortly after at the rec room. After you have said you had food poisoning and then did not tell us anything about this the next day. I never heard anything about this at all after you said you were saying you were sick to your community while we were in the room in a hotel.
In my case, when I got food poisoning, it didn't last for 12 hours. I never got food poisoning, so I can't say anything about it. So
you know how hard that is to know your friend is saying they are sick, only to and hear from a chatter, a community member, that you feel sick first and not you.
Jesus Christ. God, okay, all right. It's not like I need to learn everything from my VTuber friends, It's not like I have like Natsuko coming into like, it's not like I don't know. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Seems a little bit melodramatic. Well, seems like a little bit dramatic in my personal opinion.
Alone.
So to do a small summary, it feels like you're not being entirely honest with us.
Or your community. Or your community.
I'm being
It's
honest.
both.
Like that's what I thought I had to. Like that steak was red and raw.
It was not raw. It was red. And you did not have that much of it. And I'm not saying that did not upset your stomach a little bit. I'm saying that you did not have food poisoning. You did not act like you had food poisoning the next day in any capacity. But you kept this up with your community while never mentioning it to...
I'm dying all the damn time, but it doesn't look like it's not like I'm showing it every fucking day on stream, And,
us. And also...
When did the VTubing sphere became a telenovela? It's always been a telenovela. What are you talking about? But yeah, I just wanted to see a piece of that, like 10 minutes at least, roughly, about it. Yeah, overall, like... kind of a little bit crazy in my personal opinion. It definitely doesn't look very great, I'll be honest with you. Like I said, at the end of the day, hey man, I don't care if you're trans or whatnot. I personally don't give a rat's ass, in my personal opinion. But it is kind of crazy though that we saw a video, like, you know, we saw a video of this one, you know. We did see a video like of them all together. It was on my YouTube. It just popped up, and then we clicked on it. I clicked on it for a little bit to watch it or so. But someone recommended it to me in my chat here. And it's crazy to see that specific face, this face right here, this specific VTuber face, show up in drama, dude. That's crazy. They never say it, but they are basically recording her using a fake disease to gain money. Yeah, fake disease. Oh god. Are we talking about what's her name? Radio? Is that what you're saying? So they're basically accusing her of faking a disease. The fuck do they want? Do they want like fucking doctor proof or something? I don't understand. What? Hey Chad, did you see when Zen posted in her Discord a few days ago? I'm just wondering. Oh, I don't know. I don't really in that. So I don't really look in Discord. So, but yeah, overall, it's like, it's kind of a little bit crazy in my personal opinion. So yeah, I don't know about this one, Chief. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know too much about this, right? But I feel like it's a little bit like, it's not like if I learned that, like, you know, oh, a chatter of mine is like, oh, did you know that your VTuber friend has food poisoning? I'm like, what? Wow. Gonna be so melodramatic. Why did she tell me? Why did she tell me she had food poisoning? You know, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, there's more context to it, of course, but it's a really deep rabbit hole. Pfft, no pun intended, anyways. But honestly, at least from the snippets of everything that I've been kind of looking at or so, it's kind of like, it's crazy. It's just crazy to see these big indie VTubers come crashing down. It's always a crazy thing to see that, you know? But hey, if they're gonna rebrand, well, what are you gonna do about it? What am I gonna do about it? I ain't gonna do nothing, you know? So I'm just gonna sit back and just watch the show, you know? Anyways, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe, do all that fancy jazzy stuff. But yeah, crazy. Kind of a little bit crazy, honestly. I did see this before. I did see this, but I didn't look into it too much because it did pop up on my feed, but I was just like, 92-page document. I was just like, ooh, fuck, I don't know if I want to look into a 92-page document. I don't think it's going to be that serious in my personal opinion. Bye-bye, frogs. Yep, bye-bye to YouTube frogs. That's my take. Just sit back. Yeah, I'm just going to sit back on this one. That's all I'm going to do. You know, I'm just going to sit back and watch what happens. And if she does rebrand herself, well, it looks like she's just running away from, you know, from the problems. That's about it. So, yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. And, peace. Just sit back and grab popcorn. Yep, sit back and grab popcorn. Yep, help you do. Shut the fuck